It's time again for the Science Bowl.
Zoo Parade for 5. What big teeth the hippo has are actually a pair of these. Science Potpourri for 10. Would a snake most likely eat every day? Every week, Dateline Science for 10. Why are some elephants wearing necklaces these days? Green things for 15.
And now, here's your host, Mr. Z himself, Dave Zarin.
Thank you and welcome to the Science Bowl. Today, two outstanding elementary schools playing our game. Let's meet them right now. First from Northview Elementary. Would you say hello to Philip Salvador, Zion Gladden, and Kai Merriman? And from University Park Elementary School, here they are, Nina McGranahan, Surya Puskahenthi, and Emma Allen. And now here are the categories of questions we use on the Science Bowl.
Okay, Mr. Z, here's today's categories. Green things, questions about plants and all things green and growing. Zoo Parade, a Noah's Ark of questions about animals. Body systems, we'll see how much you know about yourself, about things like breathing and growing and digesting your food. Let's get physical. Questions that test your knowledge of physics and chemistry, earth science and space science. Then there's Science Potpourri. Here's a grab bag of science questions, everything from air pollution to the kitchen sink. And finally, Dateline Science. We'll ask you about science history and science in the news.
Here on the Science Bowl, we arrange our game board according to question difficulty, with the easier questions on the left worth 5 and 10 points, the tougher ones worth 15, 20, ultimately 25, the toughest question of them all. Both teams start out at 50 points apiece. No penalties ever for incorrect answers. Into the 2 rounds today, one of these 2 great teams will go on and perhaps become the third of our 4 finalists in this year's elementary school competition. Let's make sure everything works properly before we start our game. Let's go to the red team. And Zion, would you try your buzzer for me? Thank you, young man. Good luck to you, to Philip, and to Kai. And Surya, would you try the green team's buzzer? It too seems to be in good shape. Good luck to you, to Emma, and to Nina. Are we ready to play? Let's have a great game. May the better team win. We go alphabetically N before U. So Northview and Zion, let's start the game.
Could I get green things for 15?
Green things for 15 points. Teams, your question is as follows. There is a plant that seemingly was invented by the devil because it's called the Hades flower. It actually has no roots, it has no leaves, it has a stem that taps into the root of a nearby plant, thereby letting it live a life as this. University Park.
A parasite.
Parasite, yes, the Hades flower is a parasite. Good. Next, green.
Green things for 10, please.
Green things for 10 points. Teams, Luther Burbank came up with a fruit called the plucot through hybridization. He joined what 2 fruits together to make a plucot? University Park.
A plum and an apricot?
Absolutely, a plum and an apricot. It is hard to find, but nice to eat. Hope you find some. Go, green.
Dateline for 10, please.
Dateline for 10 points. Teams, there are new blimp-like structures flying over the Washington area called aerostats to keep an eye out for terrorists. Those aerostats are filled with the same gas, University Park.
Helium.
Helium, yeah, that fill the Macy's Thanksgiving Day balloons. Good. Helium, a relatively rare gas. We're running out. Go green.
Potpourri for 15. Yeah, potpourri for 15, please.
Reset the light if you would, please, Jessica. Or the light, please. Thank you. Go ahead, Surya.
Potpourri for 15.
Potpourri for 15 points. Teams, an ancient bird called the moa is long since extinct, and very few skeletal remains can be found out there. But they have found coprolites, which are fossilized versions of this substance produced by the moas. Zion.
Feces.
Feces, absolutely right. Coprolites, fossilized dung. Good. Go, red.
Let's get physical for 15.
Get physical for 15 points. Teams, proof that the freezing point of this substance is minus 184 degrees Fahrenheit came when they found 3 bottles of scotch in the Antarctic, 100 years old, University Park.
Alcohol?
Alcohol, that's right. The bottles of scotch were still liquid, even though the temperature was below zero. It does not reach 184 below zero down there in Antarctica. Comes close. Good answer. Go green. You're at 100 points.
Body systems for 10, please.
Body systems for 10 points. Teams, certain body parts are associated with snubs, as in the United States is giving Russia the cold what? Northview?
Shoulder.
Shoulder, absolutely right. The cold shoulder. We're not getting along so well with the Russians right now. Good comeback. Go red.
Zoo parade for 15.
Zoo parade for 15 points. Teams, multiple choice question. Konrad Lorenz, the great animal behaviorist, saw that when baby geese hatched, if they saw a human being, they immediately thought that the human being was the mother. University Park.
Imprinting? Imprinting.
It is imprinting, yes. Not habituating, not vernalizing, which would have been the choices I was going to give you. Good answer. Go green.
Potpourri for 10?
Potpourri for 10 points. Teams, President Obama recently awarded a National Science Medal to Solomon Golem for helping to change our communication systems from analog to what? Northview?
Digital.
Digital, absolutely right. Yes, sir. Good answer. Go Zion.
Zoo parade for 20.
Zoo parade for 20 points. Teams, multiple choice, visual question. Look at the monitor, please, in the studio. Teams, this bird, sometimes described as a seagull on steroids, is 62 years old at University Park. It is an albatross, a Laysan albatross, has survived tsunamis and storms and is still a mother at 62 years of age. All right, and we will be right back with more Science Bowl.
It takes more than perfect balance.
More than a great pair of legs.
More than a good sword.
It takes more than just talent.
More than the will to win.
It takes you.
It takes your donations to support the U.S. Olympic and Paralympic teams. And now you can donate on Facebook.
He's done it! The U.S. has done it!
Support the U.S. Olympic team on Facebook and donate to make Olympic dreams come true.
Hello, I'm Tom Selleck. In every generation, men and women have come forward to fight for freedom and defend our liberty. Over 58,000 of them are named on the Vietnam Veterans Memorial. Join me in supporting a new campaign to build an education center near the wall to tell their stories and teach about the values of those who have served in the past and who serve today. Learn how you can help. Thank you.
Welcome back. We have one more minute in play. Let's go back to the green team. And Surya, would you choose another category and question for us?
Body systems for 15, please.
Body systems for 15 points. Teams, look at the monitor in the studio, if you would, for this question. This is the 500-year-old skeleton of King Richard III, just recently discovered in England. And he suffered from, as is proven here, scoliosis. What is the evidence that he had that disease? University Park.
The curved spine?
The curved spine, absolutely right. That dramatic curve there indicating the scoliosis that people suspected that he had. Good answer. Go green.
Dateline for 20, please.
Dateline for 20 points. Teams, your question is as follows. Back in the 19th century, scientists became hunters. They didn't hunt big game. They hunted these organisms that come in streptococcal and staphylococcal varieties and cause University Park.
Viruses?
Not viruses. Good try. Northview, these hunters, these scientific hunters in the 19th century, they weren't looking for big game. They were looking for organisms that have staphylococcal and streptococcal varieties and cause diseases like tuberculosis and typhoid. What were they hunting? What do you think, Zion? Bacteria. Bacteria. They were bacterial hunters or microbe hunters. The buzzer has rung. That means we've come to the end of the first round of questioning. Let's check that score right now. Right now, Northview at 85, University Park at 150. And before we ask any more science questions, let's ask a few personal ones. Let's go over and meet our contestants. Northview, nice to have you back again. Third time this year. They've won 2 games, and they're aiming for their first county championship ever. You always look great in your matching lab coats over there. Zion, tell us about Northview. The school is how many years old?
I believe 6 years.
6 years, relatively new, out there in Bowie. And who's your principal?
Mr. Simmons.
Out there, and he's rooting for you. And you have two great sponsors. Who are they?
Mr. Moffitt and Miss Grove.
And they are both here, and they are such assets to the Science Bowl and to the school system. They always send us great teams. You are the perfect example of that. Whose idea was it to give you the lab coats?
I think it was Miss Grove.
Yes, yeah. And that's a tradition. Every time we see the Northview team, you've always got those on. What is it about Northview that makes it such a great place to go to school, Zion? Why do you want to go every day?
Well, Mr. Simmons always makes up fun ways to learn. Like he makes up words like cranial perspiration, which means brain sweat.
Cranial perspiration. I'm going to have to remember that one. That sounds like a good Science Bowl question. Tell me about yourself. What do you want to do when you get older?
Well, I want to get a doctoral degree and be an astronomer.
And you told me before that you have a telescope at home, and you already look the part. You look terrific today, and you're a great team captain. You keep it up in the second half here. Kai, nice to have you with us again. Tell us the Kai story. What do you do in your spare time?
Well, I play violin. I play video games, watch TV, stuff like that.
Yeah. And then you just kind of threw out, you play the violin. That's a major accomplishment. How long have you played the instrument?
Just 2 years.
Just 2 years, yeah. Is it as tough as it looks?
Kinda.
Kinda, yeah. Each day probably gets a little bit easier. What do you want to do professionally someday?
Maybe be a psychiatrist or a chiropractor.
Wow. All right. So you've got a lot of school ahead of you, and I have no doubt you're going to be successful. You're a great player. Philip, nice to have you here. Young man wants to be an archaeologist, yeah? What got you interested in that?
Because I always wanted to learn more about the dinosaurs and how they lived.
We're all fascinated by those dinosaurs, aren't we, Philip? You know, we just want to see a real one, you know, because we've seen these pictures, and is Jurassic Park what they really look like? Or all we've got is that and those bones out there. What do you do in your spare time?
I like to draw and I like to play video games.
Video games, all right. Well, you're an asset to the team. Nice to have you back. University Park, nice to have you guys with us today. Surya was here last year. University Park is the reigning Science Bowl champ, the winningest elementary school in the 27-year history of Science Bowl. I know you hope to repeat that performance again today. Surya, tell us about University Park. Who's your principal?
Our principal is Nancy Schickner.
Great principal, and she has been here many times supporting us, and I remember when she was at Hollywood Elementary School before she came to you. And who's your sponsor?
Our sponsor is Mr. Favero.
Mr. Favero, and he has been, talk about an asset. Science Bowl would not be Science Bowl without Jeff Favero. He's sent us great teams all these years, and he's back with us today. You always have some kind of unusual shirts on there. Surya, you've got a shirt that has parts of the periodic table, yeah?
Yeah, so this year we decided to do all different shirts.
Oh,
so
okay.
my shirt is bacon.
Yeah,
it says bacon, and it's barium, cobalt, and nitrogen.
That's very cool, very cool. And tell me about yourself. What do you want to do someday?
I'd like to be in the armed forces, specifically the Coast Guard, or be an investor.
Wow. All right. Well, you've got multiple talents. I think you'll find a way to succeed no matter what you pick. You're a great player. Nice to have you back again. Before I leave you, Surya, did you have any alternates on your team?
Yes, we have Elise Carey, Brianna Rowley, James Dawson, and Rory McEwen.
Wonderful. And before we get back into our game, I'll go back over to Northview in just a few moments to find out if you had any alternates over there. I didn't mean to overlook you, Zion. Surya, tell me what you do in your spare time.
So I like camping, I like cooking, I like reading.
Yeah? You do all kinds of things. What do you cook for people when you want to impress them?
Oh, not really anything. I just see what we have in the fridge.
I like that. What's for dinner tonight? Let's see what's in there. Emma, nice to have you with us today. I know you like to learn a lot of science facts, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah? Where do you go? What are your sources?
I like to go to the library, and I just like to read a whole bunch.
That's cool. Reading really sets you up for success here and indeed for so much of whatever you want to do in life. What do you want to do in life eventually?
I'd like to be an astronaut.
Yeah, so you have a great interest in astronomy. I mean, Zion also, an astronomer. Right now the astronaut corps is pretty much earthbound, but that's going to change for sure. What shirt do you have on today? Anything?
It says, if you're not part of the solution, you're part of the precipitate.
I like that too, a good science shirt. And Nina, tell us about your shirt.
Well, mine is pi by numbers. It's pi made out of numbers.
Very nice.
So the numbers of pi.
Yeah. A lot of times we have a question on Science Bowl about Pi Day. You know when Pi Day is, don't you?
Yeah.
March 14th, 3.14. Nina, tell us the Nina story. What do you want to do someday?
I want to be an architect or an engineer.
Yeah, you like to design things, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. And have you designed anything yet?
Well, I'm in the middle of designing like a new modern home.
A new modern home.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because there's so many things that could be changed. You know, 50 years from now, people will look at how we lived and think, wow, how did they survive? It was so remote and primitive back then.
Yeah.
Nice to have you here. Let's get back to our game. University Park has 150. Northview has 85. Zion, any alternates on your team?
Yeah, yes, there's Maya McLaughlin and Tyler Ziegler.
Wonderful. And we'll bring them out with the alternates from University Park at the end of the game. Thank you. Last correct answer came from the green team. Score 150 University Park, Northview 85. Lots of points to give away. Surya, start us out.
Can I have Science Potpourri for 20, please?
You certainly can. Science Potpourri for 20 points. Teams, a lot of people are giving up foods that contain wheat today because they contain what G, University Park.
Gluten?
Gluten, absolutely right. The protein gluten that causes allergic reaction in many people. Good. Go. Green. Nicely done, Emma.
Let's get physical for 20, please.
Let's get physical for 20 points. Teams, amphoteric chemicals like amino acids are chemicals that have the properties of both of these kinds of chemical categories, both at the near University Park.
Acids and bases?
Acids and bases, absolutely right. The near and the far end of the pH scale is how I would have finished that. Good. Green.
Body systems for 20, please.
Body systems for 20 points. Teams, in the new movie Lincoln, President Lincoln says of his Secretary of State, I trust him to my tissue inside of my bones. What is that tissue called, University Park?
Marrow?
Marrow. I trust him to my marrow. That says I trust him completely. Go. Green.
Dateline for 25, please.
Dateline for 25 points, teams. We all know Charles Darwin liked finches, he liked barnacles, he liked pigeons. He came up with his evolutionary ideas. I'll give you 25 points if you can give me the name of the book that he wrote. University Park.
Origin of the Species?
Origin of the Species. Absolutely right for 25. Go. Green.
Dateline for 15, please.
Dateline for 15 points, teams. Back in 1976, Steve Wozniak founded the Apple Company with the help of this partner, University Park.
Steve Jobs?
Steve Jobs, yes, the 21st century's equivalent of Thomas Edison in terms of the impact he made as an inventor. All right. Kai and Philip, come on, you got to help Zion here. He's trying there as best he can. Help him out. Nudge him, poke him. Talk to each other. Go, Surya.
Science Potpourri for 25, please.
Potpourri for 25, the big one in that category. Teams, drugs come in categories. LSD and marijuana, hallucinogens. Sleeping pills and alcohol, depressants. Caffeine, this. Zion. Can a drug is caffeine? What you think? Okay. University Park, can you tell me what kind of drug caffeine is?
Stimulant?
It's a stimulant. Yes, it perks you up, which is why people drink Red Bull and coffee and Coke, give themselves a little bit of a lift. Go. Green.
Let's get physical for 25, please.
Get physical for 25 points, teams. Mercury's year is 88 days long. So, in the time it takes the Earth to go around once, Mercury goes around the sun how many times? Math question. Math question. How many times can Mercury go around the sun for every single trip made by planet Earth?
4 times.
4 times. Absolutely right. Good. Go. You needed those points.
Green things for 25, please.
Green things for 25. Big one in that category. Teams. There was a recent article in Scientific American called The Little Blank That Could, all about what? Zion.
Train.
Not train. No, remember the category. Green things. Recently, an article in Scientific American was titled The Little Blank That Could, all about what P-initialed organism that is the most prolific photosynthesizing organism in the sea.
Plankton?
Plankton, the little plankton that could. Yes, indeed. Good teamwork over there. Go. Green.
Body systems for 25.
Body systems for 25 points. Come on, Northview, grab this one. Teams, artificial arms and legs and other limbs like Captain Hook's.
Prosthetics.
Prosthetics, absolutely. Captain Hook's hook is a prosthetic. Thank you, Kai. Good assist. Go Zion.
Zoo Parade for green things for 20, please.
Green things for 20 points. Teams, albino plants can't photosynthesize because they lack what pigment? Northview?
Chlorophyll.
Chlorophyll. There's no chlorophyll. That's why they're white. They're albino. Good, go.
Zoo Parade for 25.
Zoo Parade for 25. Big one in that category. Teams, big word, simple answer. Rhinos and horses and giraffes, oh my. All the big ungulates in the world are divided into two groups, artiodactyls and perissodactyls, based on whether they have even or odd numbers of these body parts. University Park.
Toes.
Toes, absolutely right. Good answer. Go, green.
Zoo Parade for 10, please.
Zoo Parade for 10 points. Teams, when a young bird gets its first full functional set of feathers, it is known as being at this stage of life, which in human terms is often associated with the term delinquent. Northview.
Puberty. No.
Not puberty. Good try. What term in human beings is often associated with the word delinquent, but it is the stage of a bird's life when it has its first full functional set of feathers?
Teenage.
Juvenile. Juvenile delinquent. Go green.
Let's get physical for 10, please.
Get physical for 10 points. Teams, a cumulonimbus cloud is often the mother cloud atop one of these spinning storms. Northview.
A tornado.
Tornado is right. Yes, sir. Good. Go.
Dateline science for 5.
Dateline for 5 points. The country of Iran recently sent one of these primates up into space. University Park.
Chimpanzee. A chimpanzee?
Chimpanzee or a monkey we would have accepted. Yes, a lot of people doubt the accuracy and validity of those reports. Go. Green.
Science potpourri for 5, please.
Potpourri for 5 points. Teams, the Black Hornet Nano, which can fit into the palm of your hand, is the Army's newest micro version of what spy plane that has no pilot? Zion.
Drone.
Drone. It's a microdrone. Yes, go red.
Let's get physical for 5.
Let's get physical for 5 points. Teams, the huge blizzard that struck New England recently was actually a lot like a summer storm because these two things happened during the storm. University Park.
Thunder and lightning.
Thunder and lightning. That's why they call it thunder snow. Thank you, Nina and Emma, for helping your captain out. Go, Surya.
Body systems for 5.
Body systems for 5 points. Teams, if you go to the doctor and he gives you an intramuscular injection in your gluteus maximus muscle, he's going to stick you in your what? University Park.
Butt.
Your butt. Absolutely right. Good. Go. Green.
Zoo Parade for 5, please.
Zoo Parade for 5 points, teams. Even though most of the action took place in Pennsylvania, at DuPont Circle in Washington, they brought out a taxidermied stuffed version of this mammal to predict the weather on February 2nd. University Park.
Groundhog?
A Groundhog Day. Absolutely right. Last question of the game. Green things for 5 points. Teams, in order to discourage animals from eating them and searching for them, oak trees produce only some of these seeds that are viable. University Park.
Acorns?
Acorns is right. And with that, we come to the end of our Science Bowl. We'll be right back with a wrap-up. Don't you go away.
Hello? Hello? I've been on the street for a while. I saw your poster outside. I don't know what to do.
National Runaway Switchboard, how can I help? Call 1-800-RUNAWAY to make the connection.
I got my own problems to worry about. Those people in Africa don't want to help themselves. It's their mess. Why should I care? Their problems are too big to solve. Stop wasting my hard-earned money. Hey, I was compassionate of the next guy. But it's like throwing money down a rat hole. Nothing will ever change. I give up. I give up. What's the point? Where's the proof? Actually, smart programs are saving lives. In just 10 years, over 15 million more kids are alive. And over 46 million more kids are in school. All for less than 1%. 1% of the total U.S. budget. How's that for proof? And today there are new vaccines that could save millions of more kids. But it won't happen without you. Go to one.org and join the movement. Add your voice to over 2 million One members around the world. We're not asking for your money. We're asking for your voice.
Welcome back. Hope you enjoyed today's game and were able to keep up with our 6 great players. We're proud of each and every one of them. Our final tally today is Northview 170, University Park 350. Congratulations, Nina and Surya and Emma. Terrific job today, and congratulations to Mr. Favero for another great team. And look at those 4 alternates back there. Elise and Rory and James and Brianna, all wearing unusual and great shirts as well. And speaking of great attire and great smarts, this Northview team, let's give them a hand. Terrific job this season. Philip and Zion and Kai, Tyler and Samita, and Ms. Grove and Mr. Moffat, thank you for always being part of this. Science Bowl would not be the same without you. Thank you for everything you do, and thank you for watching. We hope to see you next time on another edition of Science Bowl. Bye-bye.